Hey!
Hey guys,
It's Bibiana and
Sam.
got hubby here with me today, and we're doing a video as part of our couples conversation series. And you can probably tell by the title, we're going to be talking about stay at home date night ideas, which is really the only option right now if you want to have a date night, and under the circumstances that we're in right now, which are pretty unfortunate. We just thought it'd be a good kind of video.
Yeah, it's really a really difficult time right now for us, and I'm sure for you guys, and just our thoughts and prayers are with you guys. We're all just going through this difficult time together, but we will come out of it, and we'll come out stronger. So we just felt like, even though it's difficult times, your marriage should still be priority. You should still be intentional about it. So that's what this video is really about. Keep the fire burning. In lockdown.
In lockdown, right? Usually on the vlogs, we're always like on date night, but in this situation we're in right now, it's been something that's really got pushed right to the back. Everything's changed. Like last week we started homeschool, school's closed.
Yeah.
Like my work, Sam's work, like everything just got tossed upside down.
Yeah, the routine, everyone's routine has changed, and it's happened so quickly.
Very quickly.
Yeah, things we took for granted, now it's like just going shopping. How difficult that is.
You'll know what it's like, and I guess maybe it would be a good idea if we did like a couples Q&A, because obviously the last video I did, the most recent one, I did like a pregnancy Q&A, but even within that one, a lot of people sent questions about, how are you guys coping with the 3 kids at home, lockdown, and homeschool, like how's it affecting your family life and your marriage and everything. And I didn't include that in the Q&A because that's actually meant to be a pregnancy one, but it made me think, if you guys want us to do like an updated marriage or couples Q&A, I'm definitely up for that in maybe one of our next videos, because a lot has changed. Like now we're potentially going to start working from home.
Yeah, I know you guys have been sending messages. What's it like having your husband at home full time? Who's driving who nuts?
We haven't like told each other yet.
On camera.
On camera, we kept it all off camera. The next one I'll try and do kind of like a family vlog, day in the lifestyle vlog again, which will probably be fitting for the time we're in, and share with you, how we're juggling things and a change in our routine, which has definitely occurred, and hopefully that can help you guys well. We can learn from each other.
Another reason why we thought we'd do this video, which is very important, is because in this time of lockdown, countries have reported an increase in divorces.
That's true, actually. I saw some countries, so
so it's like husband and wife together at home constantly, and it's been causing strain.
One area which is slowly coming out of lockdown, a lot of the couples went to the divorce court. That's even part of the reason that encouraged us to try and create a video that we hopefully are going to learn from as well, because we've felt the pressure too, and what we only in like the first couple of weeks of lockdown right now, and all it is just some ideas. It's not solving all the problems, but what it's like, we just have to make little steps to really just be intentional about our marriage, because what is it, for better or worse? And it's feeling like worst case scenario right now. This is not the time for us to be attacking each other. I know it seems hard in this situation, but there are ways to still enjoy your marriage and have fun and just be positive in this season. Even if some of you might be in that situation of quarantine where it feels more like a long distance relationship, because we definitely know a lot of health service, even frontline people, because I work in healthcare, who are now at the situation where they don't actually live with their spouses. Many people are in a situation now where they're self-isolating. So in a way, it's almost like a long distance relationship as well. So some of these tips will actually benefit you as well. Yeah,
so let's get straight into them. One idea is to play a board game or a card game. So there's nothing like a bit of friendly competition to keep the fire going in your marriage. We find that as we're quite competitive.
Yeah, we're a bit too competitive.
She's really competitive and borders on cheating,
maybe not the best idea if you're super competitive.
Like, if your partner is super competitive, then, it might make things a bit worse. But we find it's a really good idea, and there's like a bit of competition just to get you guys excited, fire you guys up, and just be more playful with each other. It's very simple, and it's one that really, really works well.
Yeah. Another idea is to eat takeout by candlelight. So you can order like a takeout instead of having to cook, but instead of, just make it your regular takeout, make it a bit more fun. Set up the plates, set up the table, put a cloth over, light up some candles, maybe play some romantic music in the background and just have really nice conversation. Get out some nice glasses, even if you're pouring like the Coke from the takeaway, but just make it like a really nice experience, almost like you are at a restaurant, but obviously you haven't had to cook. And I feel that will just spice up that date night idea instead of making it just that regular, you know, eating a takeout box.
Yeah, just doing little things can just change the mood and get the fire burning.
Definitely.
But don't burn the tablecloth. So another idea is a fun one, you know, be creative or painting. It's a really cheap, low cost way. I think, when was the last time you guys actually got some colors out, you know, busted out the artwork and actually did some painting? It doesn't matter if you're not even very creative. You know, you guys can get watercolors and just paint portraits. Paint each other.
Yeah, you can draw quite well. It's me who, when I draw you, you're
yeah, exactly. That looks nothing like me. But yeah, I mean, I'm quite artistic, so I enjoy that quite a lot. And it doesn't even matter if what you paint doesn't come out looking like the original. It's just, you know, about having fun, relaxing, and, you know, when you interact like this, you know, you just have a laugh over what you've done and what you've painted.
Right. So another idea is to cook like a dinner or a dessert together. And this is actually one of my favorite ideas, and the one we're going to try out this week. So this should be the one that makes one of the vlogs coming up. You can see how we get along trying to include this kind of date night idea with our 3 kids as well. So this one's convenient because you can do it when the kids go to sleep, or if they're still awake, maybe you can, you know, let them have their own little movie night while you do this. So you can do dinner, but obviously if it's getting too late, you can just do a dessert instead. But with any kind of thing, try and make sure you're making something hands-on. Like a sushi dish, or like a pizza, or like some kind of, you know, you can even make like homemade pasta. So, you know, you're really getting your hands dirty, and it's something fun and creative that you can do together.
And also, having a theme is really good. So if it's something,
Italian night,
exactly, somewhere you want to travel to, or somewhere you've been to, you know, that really helps as well. So it brings back memories as well of, like, oh, the pasta we had over here, you know, or, you know, something else we had in France or in Holland or something like that.
And it can curb that wanderlust feeling, because we cannot travel right now, obviously, exactly, under these circumstances we're in. But, you know, if you pick like an Italian theme, then, you know, find some Italian music, get some Italian like snacks on the side, you know, really put some effort in to make it a bit more fun by sticking to a theme.
So another idea is to do a puzzle. If the board game didn't work out very well, you know, if someone's got a black eye. So a puzzle is, you know, more relaxing, you know, more chilled out kind of way, working together. And a good tip is to do a puzzle that is not too complicated, something you can finish that evening.
So another one is asking each other questions. I really love this idea, kind of like conversation starters, because we know communication is so important to a healthy relationship, and we've actually done a video about communication and conflict, and what can occur when, you know, you and your spouse are not having healthy conversations together regularly. So this is a good one, especially when maybe you feel like your conversations usually only revolve around work or the kids. So these are like little prompts, and you just start the conversation going and have you laughing, conversing, and learning new things about each other. So I usually have quite a few questions scribbled down in a notebook, so we whip that out every so often, and it's a nice way for us to, you know, just a lot of really interesting questions that probably haven't thought about in a while, but just kind of bring back some sparks, some romance, some humor, all that good stuff. But my handwriting is not that great, especially when I know I'm writing for myself.
Understatement.
Alright, it's pretty bad. So what I want to do is offer you a resource, and I'll pop a link down below once I put it together. Basically, I'm just going to put my notes into like a PDF file, and therefore you guys can have a ton of questions if you're stuck on ideas of what to use for the prompts. Just read them from there, or maybe just make it more interesting, cut them out and put them in a bowl, and you each pick out the random questions, and then you can just start going through them. And I'm telling you, it will just keep you guys conversing that whole evening and just be a lot of fun. You'll definitely discover a lot of new things about yourselves.
You're so cute.
Thanks.
So another idea is to have a picnic in your back garden. You know, or if you don't have a back garden, in your living room, also weather permitting. This is England, so, you know, if the weather's not very good, have one in your living room. And if you've got a little one, take the baby monitor along. If you're in the garden, you know, the range is really good these days. Having a picnic is one of our favourite date ideas. You know, going to the park. We've got really lovely parks around.
We could go to the park.
Yeah, those days. And if you can't go to these nice places, bring the action to you, bring the action to your living room. It's just as romantic being out there as it is being, you know,
Definitely.
in the living room, because it's all about both of you. And here's another little tip that I like to spice things up a bit. Each person should bring something that is a secret to the picnic.
That's a good idea.
Yeah, just to surprise the other person and add a bit of fun to it.
So another idea is to read aloud a book together, and I really love this one. You might have seen on some of the vlogs when me and Sam are reading together. He usually does most of the read alouds because he's a better reader than me, can I even say that? But you are meant to take it in turns, maybe like a chapter each or a page each time. We like to focus on books that really just help develop us as a couple, so like marriage books or Christian parenting books or, you know, relationship books or any books related to finance, entrepreneurship, personal development, faith, all those kind of things that we can definitely read together and kind of be in alignment on and just learn as well. And we're trying to do a book a month. We were trying, but now we're just doing a book every 2 months because we each have books that we're reading ourselves individually as well for our own development. But that's just a really good way to connect. A lot of it will start really interesting conversations since now you're learning from, you know, world-renowned authors who are experts in that field. And it doesn't have to be too heavy. Maybe some nights you can actually just read poetry together. You know, where are those days gone? And yeah, that could spice things up as well for a date night. Okay, ooh. Alright, so we just have to work with this light because the light, the sun, is just doing its own thing. Oh, nice bright.
So, another really cool idea is writing love letters to each other. Mind blown, right? When was the last time anyone wrote love letters?
When was the last time I got a love letter? Apart from Valentine's Day.
Okay, 20 years ago. But it's really cool. Write a love letter to each other. And I don't mean on a phone or on a computer. Actually, physically, take the time out on your date night to write a love letter to each other. And, you know, you still have some of those. I
have pretty much every card he's ever written me and every letter he's ever written me in a nice little box. Why are you saying me? What about you? You not kept any of mine?
Yeah, I've got some somewhere. You take the time out to actually write it. Think about it. There's nothing like having love professed, you know, the love for your spouse, you know, or your partner professed in writing. You know, put some scripture in there, you know, put some of your favorite love songs in there, and, you know, and just be creative. Now, you guys can either write them and then read them to each other, you know, straight after, or you can read them personally later.
Or you can do poetry as well if you're
you can do poetry as well.
Sam likes to do the old poetry.
Used to.
He's actually quite romantic.
Shakespeare.
He's just pretending not to be. Alright, so this one is really exciting where you create like a bucket list or mini adventure or travel list together. And it's just so exciting as a couple just to be able to dream and plan together. And it might seem quite dreary now thinking, what can I dream about when we're all in this quarantine lockdown period? But wouldn't it be such a shame to come out of it and just go back to regular life and not have learned something from it? Like, we've definitely learned so much from this time. We've learned how short life is. We've learned how precious life is. We've definitely learned how things can literally change like that. Because obviously you can see from our last video, the announcement video, this wasn't even a thought process. Like, you know, we didn't even anticipate all this was going to happen. Like, a lot of us didn't. So it just really shows you how things can change really quickly. If you always think, oh, I'll do it later, we'll go on that trip later, there'll always be time, we'll do that thing later. God has told us to do something as a couple, as a unit together, and called us to something, but we'll do it later, we'll put it off till later. Hopefully this period has even allowed you as well to self-reflect on what your goals are, what your mission is as a family. If you haven't got one, create a mission statement for yourselves as a family, as a marriage, and what you want to achieve, and that whole bucket list of the places that you want to travel to. And definitely can curb that wonder list while we can't travel right now. It's a really great time to plan and dream together about the future, and that can really bring a lot of excitement and joy back to this period where sometimes you just think you can't see beyond your four walls. But it's always remembering that we are going to come out of this, guys. It's not going to be forever. Lockdown, all that stuff, it's not. And we'll come out of it better, and hopefully we will have learned something from this period and come out strong couples. Alright, teamwork, baby, we're done. So that is it for today's video. I really hope you enjoyed it and found it helpful. And as a reminder, I will include a link to a resource down below. I'll try and get it up at some point this week, which will hopefully be helpful for everybody, because I know not everybody is able to stay at home with their other half. Some of you who are in lockdown and separated, or some of you who just happen to be in a long distance relationship, I definitely want to get that up because that one can benefit everybody, which is the question one I mentioned, where you can ask each other question prompts and just make things a lot more interesting and learn more about each other.
Yeah, and would love to know what your favourite tip was, or because this is a community, so what are you guys doing? If you guys have some ideas as well, please share them with us. We'd love to find out what they are.
Learning.
Yeah.
So that's it for this video. Thanks so much for watching. Please be sure to like, comment and subscribe, and we shall see you in the next video. Bye.
Bye guys.